It feels like we're bombarded with information these days, you know?
Yeah,
It's everywhere,
it is.
all the time. And it's like, how do you cut through that noise
Right.
to find the ideas that really matter, the stuff that can give you those genuine insights?
It's the signal and the noise, isn't it?
Yeah,
Trying to extract the signal from the noise.
it is.
It's not enough just to have access to information anymore. It's about finding that valuable knowledge.
Absolutely.
The stuff that can actually change your perspective,
Yeah.
give you those aha moments.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about, right?
Exactly.
Here on The Deep Dive, trying to help you make sense of it all.
And today, we're going deep with the work of Trevor Nill.
Yes.
You were kind enough to share 10 of his latest articles with us.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about Nill is his approach,
Yeah,
right?
he's got a very distinct way of looking at things.
He does.
I think you'll agree.
I think so, yeah. So our mission today is to unpack the core themes and insights he's presenting in these articles. And we're doing it with your interests in mind, right?
Absolutely.
Quick, to-the-point knowledge, diverse perspectives.
But
We
ju-
want to give you those illuminating aha moments, but without getting bogged down in too much detail.
Right, exactly. No fluff,
Yeah,
just the good stuff.
exactly. And just looking at these articles, Nell really covers a lot of ground, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. The breadth of topics is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And it's all viewed through his very unique lens.
It is.
You get insights on success principles. You get strategies for navigating this rapidly changing world. He really paints a very interesting picture.
He does. So where should we start? I think maybe a good place to jump in would be this whole concept of building a personal dream team of advisors.
Yeah, that's a fascinating one.
Because this isn't like, okay, go hire a bunch of consultants.
No. This is something completely different.
It's much more internal.
It is. It's about tapping into this kind of inner wisdom, you could say.
Yeah.
Mel suggests creating this kind of internal board of advisors, but composed of people who embody the qualities that you admire.
And he throws out some interesting names, right?
Oh, yeah, he does.
You've got Warren Buffett for that long-term vision and integrity.
Classic.
Yeah. Then you've got Peter J. Daniels, known for his entrepreneurial risk-taking.
Not afraid to shake things up,
No, not at all. And of course, you can't forget Tom Peters, the business guru himself.
especially his insights on people.
Yeah. People and execution.
Getting things done.
Getting things done, yeah. And then he throws in some curveballs,
He does, doesn't he?
like Simon Cowell
Yes, Simon Cowell.
for his sharp judgment, I guess.
Yeah, identifying talent, cutting through the BS.
Yeah. And then even Jesus Christ, representing those cool principles of leadership and impact.
It's an eclectic mix, isn't it?
It's a very eclectic mix.
That's what makes it so compelling.
I think so, yeah.
It's not just your usual suspects,
Oh, no.
your typical business icons.
And it's not about, like, becoming Warren Buffett overnight, right?
Right.
But it's about looking at what these people embody.
What are they really good at?
Yeah.
What principles do they live by?
So, like, Buffett, he's all about reputation
Right.
and the power of compounding.
Patience.
Patience, yeah. Daniels, it's all about taking those calculated risks, right?
Not being afraid to jump in,
Yeah.
but calculated, of course.
Of course, yeah. Peters, it's all about understanding how to navigate opposition.
Because let's face it, we all face opposition.
We do.
In one form or another.
In one form or another, yeah. And then Schiller, it's about being open-minded.
Right. Even to ideas that might seem a little out there at first.
Exactly. So you're taking these specific qualities and you're seeking out individuals whose work embodies those qualities.
It's about creating your own personalized advisory board,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
tailored to your own unique challenges.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to think about it. But Nell also offers a caveat, doesn't he?
He does. He's quick to point out that while these figures can offer guidance, it's important not to put them on a pedestal.
Right.
I mean, they're human after all.
They are.
They make mistakes. They have flaws.
They do.
It's about learning from their strengths, but also recognizing their humanity.
Right. Maintaining that grounded perspective.
Exactly.
And this idea of seeking diverse counsel, it really resonates with Nell, doesn't it?
It does. He actually shares how this approach played a role in forming a significant relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a global business relationship
Okay.
with a guy named Tom Lambert.
Tom Lambert. Okay.
Yeah. And Lambert had this really interesting perspective. He basically distilled international business success down to one thing.
One thing, huh?
Relationships, relationships, relationships.
Interesting. And that actually leads us to our next point, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nell then goes on to reveal what he calls his little secret.
Oh, intrigue. I like it.
It's this highly confidential consulting SWAT team. And it's accessible only through trusted referrals.
Oh, very exclusive.
Very exclusive, yeah. He describes them as this faceless team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they operate behind the scenes.
Interesting.
And what's really interesting is how selective they are.
Really?
Yeah, they have this almost knowing arrogance, as Nell puts it,
Okay.
about who they choose to work with.
Right.
They're not driven by the need for more work.
Right.
It's more about passion.
Got it.
They're looking for projects that align with their purpose.
So it's got to be fulfilling for them.
Exactly. They want to enjoy what they're doing.
And so that raises a question, right?
It does.
How can you, without that kind of exclusivity, be more intentional?
Yeah.
How can you choose who you work with?
Because, let's be honest, we can't all have that level of, we only work with the best.
Right.
But we can be more intentional about the clients we take on,
Absolutely.
the projects we choose.
Yeah.
It starts with defining your purpose.
Okay.
What are you passionate about?
Right. Yeah.
What kind of work truly energizes you?
Right. And Nell, he actually outlines 12 attributes of this ultimate consulting team, right?
He does, yeah.
What are some of those?
Well, for starters, they're fiercely independent,
Yeah?
handpicked,
Right.
battle-hardened through experience,
Yeah.
and they operate with absolute discretion.
Okay.
I mean, this is a serious group.
I sound like it, yeah.
Yeah.
But the core idea here is building that network, right?
It is, yeah. Create your own go-to team, if you will.
Okay.
People you trust, people with specific expertise that you can tap into when you need it.
Yeah, so you're curating your own personal dream team.
Exactly.
Now, moving on, Nell tackles a topic that I think a lot of people struggle with, right?
Yeah, collaboration.
Collaboration. And he's not afraid to throw out he calls it a provocative idea.
He does, yeah. He jumps right in.
Yeah. But his central principle is actually very straightforward.
It is. It's deceptively simple.
It is. So what is it?
If we can't both win, then no deal.
I like that.
Yeah, it forces you to rethink those unbalanced arrangements.
It does.
And to really focus on creating partnerships that are truly mutually beneficial.
Which is how it should be.
Ideally, yes.
Ideally, yeah.
But so often we get caught up in, trying to get the better end of the deal.
We do, yeah.
And Nell emphasizes the importance of mindset here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, transparency,
Okay.
openness to different perspectives,
Yeah.
honesty, integrity, trust.
Those are huge.
They are. They're the foundation of any strong relationship, really.
They are, and those are the things that often go overlooked.
They do, sadly.
Or we think we're doing them, but we're not really doing them.
Right, it's easy to say you have integrity, but it's another thing to actually live by it
It is.
in every interaction.
Yeah. And Nell offers this filter process using a simple commitment.
He does. He talks about making the first move,
Okay.
and it often involves a low-risk, entry-level commitment.
So something small.
Yeah, like a small investment, or maybe just offering some of your time.
Okay.
And this serves as a way to gauge the other person's commitment.
Got it.
Are they really in this?
So you're testing the waters.
You are, yeah, before diving into something more significant.
Yeah, and it sounds like this difference maker's vision he talks about is kind of an embodiment of this philosophy, right?
It does, yeah, this idea of
Hmm.
creating a collaborative ecosystem where everyone benefits.
Okay, interesting. Now, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Nell has this concept called destiny and the totem pole of life.
Yeah, that's a powerful one.
And it really made me think, I'll be honest with you.
It's a thought experiment, really.
It is?
He asks you to imagine this giant totem pole
Okay.
with all 8 billion people on it,
Wow, okay.
ranging from the most to the least advantaged in life.
So it's kind of ranking everyone.
It is, yeah. And his point is that the distance between those extremes might be incredibly small.
Really?
Yeah, like a single strand of hair. It's a reminder that chance and unforeseen events play a huge role in our lives.
It is.
And he uses a very sobering example, a mid-air crash,
Oh, yeah.
to illustrate how circumstances can change in an instant,
Yeah.
regardless of where you think you are on that totem pole.
Right.
It's a stark reminder of how fragile life can be.
It is. But his message isn't about helplessness, right?
No, not at all. It's about agency.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your own trajectory.
Okay. So it's not a deterministic view.
No, not at all. He believes that we can actively change our position on that totem pole
Okay.
by making positive choices, by taking action.
Right. So it's about being proactive.
Exactly.
Okay. That's empowering. Now let's move on to something a little more, well, it has a more action-oriented feel.
Okay.
Do more with less. buck the system.
Ah, yes. This is where Nell introduces the design philosophy of Buckminster Fuller.
Buckminster Fuller.
Bucky Fuller, as he's often called.
Bucky Fuller, okay.
And Fuller was all about maximizing efficiency,
Okay.
using resources wisely.
And that's more relevant than ever, right?
It is. With the challenges we face today, limited resources, sustainability, it's all connected.
Yeah, it is.
And Nell talks about Fuller's dime action concepts.
Dime action, okay.
Yeah, his house, his car, his map, all designed with this principle in mind.
Okay.
And then, of course, the geodesic dome.
Oh, right.
This incredibly strong structure built with minimal materials.
Yeah. And he even highlights the Eden Project
He does.
as a real-world example of Fuller's principles in action.
It's a great example, isn't it?
It is.
Those massive biomes housed in these incredible geodesic domes.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful demonstration of what's possible when you think differently.
absolutely. And what's really interesting is this concept of synergistic relationships, right?
Right. And Nell uses this to illustrate how the potential for connections in a network grows exponentially.
Okay, so the more people, the more connections.
Exactly. The power of networking, it's truly immense.
It is. And it sounds like Fuller had a very optimistic view of humanity's potential.
He did. He believed that with intelligent design and the technology we have, we can solve many of the world's challenges.
That's a refreshing perspective.
It is. It's not all doom and gloom.
It's not, no. All right, let's move on to a topic that I know is on a lot of people's minds these days.
Inflation.
Inflation, yeah. Here's a good idea. Beat inflation. Nell actually draws on his own experiences from the late 70s, early 80s.
He does, yeah. He lived through a period of high inflation.
He did, so he's got some firsthand experience.
He does.
Yeah.
And he offers some timeless advice.
Okay, what's his big takeaway?
Get out of debt as soon as possible.
Get out of debt.
That's his good policy.
Good policy, okay.
Like, get out of debt.
Simple, but powerful.
It is. And he also cautions against being a surety for other people's debts
Okay.
and emphasizes the importance of cash flow,
Right.
making sure any new venture is cash flow positive from day one.
Right, so you're not starting in the hole.
Exactly. And he even throws in some Warren Buffett wisdom.
No, does he?
Yeah, about owning businesses with high returns on invested capital during inflationary times.
Okay.
So you're not just keeping up with inflation, you're actually beating it.
Right, yeah.
And it's interesting, he also includes a perspective from a younger individual, Sebastian Georgiou,
Okay.
on strategies for beating inflation.
Interesting.
So it shows that this is something that concerns people across generations.
Yeah, it's not just an old person problem.
It's not, no. Inflation affects everyone.
It does. All right, let's talk about this feeling of chaos that seems to be everywhere.
Yeah. How to thrive in a world of chaos. I think that title really captures the mood these days.
It does.
There's this constant sense of uncertainty,
There is.
volatility,
Yeah,
complexity. Things are moving fast.
they are.
And Nell introduces this acronym VUCA.
VUCA, okay.
Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. And what does that mean for you?
It means you got to be adaptable. I
Yeah.
got to be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Because the old ways of doing things, they might not work anymore.
Right.
You can't just rely on long-term plans.
Right.
Things change too quickly.
Yeah. But Nell doesn't want us to just be afraid of chaos, right?
No, he sees opportunity in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he talks about reframing chaos as accelerating change and new opportunities.
Okay, so it's a shift in mindset.
It is. It's about seeing the possibilities, not just the problems.
Yeah, that's powerful. And he has this great line.
Oh, yeah.
He says, inconvenience happens at the most inconvenient of times.
I love that.
So true.
It's so true.
But it's also about how you deal with those inconveniences.
Exactly.
And it sounds like his Difference Makers program is designed to help people thrive in this kind of environment, right?
It is. He offers 10 principles for navigating a world of constant change.
Okay, interesting.
And he brings in some historical perspective, too.
Yeah, he talks about Greek philosophers and Paul Zane Pilser
Okay.
and their views on technological disruption.
Okay.
He reminds us that this isn't new.
Right.
Societies have always gone through periods of change.
Yeah, it's just happening faster now.
Maybe so, yeah. And he includes a warning from Nadia Zexambayeva about the shrinking lifespan of major companies.
So you can't rest on your laurels.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And Jim Collins also chimes in, emphasizing the importance of self-control and adaptable strategies.
Okay, and then Roger Oach.
Right, with a whack on the side of the head.
Yeah, a classic.
A class.
So it's all about staying flexible, thinking creatively, being open to new ideas.
Exactly.
All right, let's switch gears again.
Okay.
Marketing conundrum. To focus on one idea in a world of abundance.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It is.
Especially in today's world where everyone's competing for attention.
It is.
And Nell, he's a great metaphor here.
Oh, yeah.
The overwhelming candy store
Okay.
or the fishing shop with every lure imaginable.
Right, too many choices.
Too many choices. And he brings in the example of Macro, a retailer with over 65,000 products.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. Talk about abundance.
Yeah.
And the question he poses is, do you focus on a niche
Okay.
or do you offer a wide range of choices?
Right, that's the classic marketing dilemma.
It is. And Nell doesn't necessarily provide a definitive answer.
Right.
It depends on your situation, your market, your goals.
Right. But it's a question worth thinking about.
It is.
Okay, let's move on to show me your manifesto.
The power of articulation.
Yeah.
This is about defining your core beliefs,
Right.
your values,
Yeah.
your goals.
And putting it out there for the world to see.
Exactly. He talks about the personal or brand manifesto.
Sure.
And he even mentions the Clue Train Manifesto,
Oh, right.
a kind of foundational document for the internet age.
Yeah.
And he notes how manifestos are evolving.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting shorter, more impactful,
Okay.
geared for the social media world.
Right, where people have short attention spans.
Yeah, exactly. And he outlines the key elements of a strong manifesto.
Okay, like what?
Well, who are you serving?
Okay.
What's the meaning behind your work?
Yeah. Right?
What are your ultimate goals?
Yeah.
How are you going to achieve them?
Okay.
And what kind of language are you going to use to convey your message?
Right, so it's about being clear and concise.
It is. And he even mentions a resource, Mark Gutman's free manifesto builder.
Okay.
So there are tools out there to help you get started.
That's great.
Yeah, it's all about taking that first step.
Okay, let's talk about spreading your ideas with start a movement. Spread your idea.
Yeah, this is about amplifying your impact,
Right.
taking your vision to the next level.
Okay.
And now he highlights the importance of the first follower.
The first follower.
Yeah, because it's not just about the leader, right?
Right.
It's about the people who believe in the vision and are willing to step up and support it.
Yeah, those early adopters.
Exactly. And he draws on Derek Sivers' observation that new followers often look to existing followers for validation.
Okay.
So it's about building momentum,
Right.
creating a sense of community.
Yeah.
And he uses the parkrun movement as an example.
Parkrun, yeah.
This global phenomenon built on volunteers.
Yeah, those volunteers, they're the followers.
They are, yeah.
Oh,
And he talks about how effective leaders create more leaders.
okay.
So it's this kind of self-sustaining cycle.
Right, so leadership isn't just about being at the top.
No, it's about empowering others.
Yeah.
And he includes Frank McKinley's 3 key elements for starting a movement.
Oh, yeah.
See a need, give space, and encourage repetition.
Okay. Simple but effective.
And Seth Godin's perspective on tribes is in there too.
Right, the power of connection.
The power of connection, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a really comprehensive look at how movements take shape.
it is. Okay, let's move on to take a book. Contemplate it.
Yeah, this one's close to my heart.
Mine too.
It's about slowing down. Engaging with ideas on a deeper level.
Yeah, in a world of instant gratification.
Exactly.
Hmm.
He contrasts the fleeting nature of social media with the enduring power of books.
Right.
And he mentions Tiago Forte's experience of reading a lot, but remembering little.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
We all had.
You read a book and then a week later it's gone.
Exactly. And Forte found that creating summaries helped solidify his learning.
Oh, interesting.
And Nell encourages you to do the same.
So write your own book summaries.
Exactly. Not only for yourself, but also to share with others.
Okay.
It's a way to connect, to build an audience.
Yeah, and he shares his own summary of Ricardo Semler's Maverick.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
A fascinating story of a company that broke all the rules.
Really?
Yeah, they diversified their business, they fired resistant executives, they embraced working from home long before it was fashionable.
Wow, ahead of their time.
They were. And Nell extracts some key takeaways, points to ponder, and an action program,
Okay.
all based on Semler's unconventional approach.
So it's a great example of how to challenge the status quo.
It is.
Okay, as we start to wind down our deep dive, Nell uses a powerful metaphor in The Ultimate Human Race. Give it your best shot.
Yeah. He draws parallels between the Comrades Marathon
The Comrades Marathon, okay.
and the journey of life.
Okay, interesting.
He shares a personal anecdote about having a nightmare.
Oh, no.
Yeah, about missing the start of the race.
Oh, man.
And it highlights the importance of preparation and being present.
Right, not letting opportunities pass you by.
Exactly. And he breaks down the parallels.
Okay.
Having a dream,
Okay.
preparing for it,
Yeah.
taking action, overcoming obstacles,
Right.
persevering,
Yeah.
and accepting the outcome.
Right, whatever that outcome may be.
Exactly. And he emphasizes that preparation is key,
Oh, okay.
but it has to be specific to your goal.
Right, so you can't just train generically.
No, you have to know what you're training for.
And he uses some contrasting examples from the race, right?
He does. He talks about the runner who led early but didn't finish,
Oh, wow.
and then Nick Bester who persevered despite feeling unwell.
So it's not just about starting strong.
No, it's about staying the course.
Yeah.
And he shares Ray's attitude, this idea of focusing on your own race,
Okay.
not getting caught up in competing with others.
Yeah, run your own race.
Exactly. And he distills all this down to 6 life lessons learned from Comrades.
Okay, so it's about applying those principles to life in general.
Is,
Okay, now for a truly inspiring story.
yeah, wash, rinse, repeat. From homeless to shampoo billionaire.
This is the John Paul DeJoria story.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
a truly remarkable journey.
It is.
From homelessness to co-founding Paul Mitchell and Patron Spirits.
Wow.
He's a billionaire now.
And Nell extracts some key lessons from his experience.
He does. Generosity.
Okay.
Going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Proving the doubters wrong.
Right.
And social responsibility. Giving back to the community.
Okay. And DeJoria has 3 main principles for success, doesn't he?
He does. Be prepared for rejection.
Okay.
Strive to be number 1.
All right.
And focus on social responsibility.
So it's about more than just making money.
It is. It's about making a difference.
It is. All right, we're almost at the end here.
Yeah, just a couple more.
Nell has this thought-provoking piece called What's Your Impossible Dream?
Yeah, he challenges you to think big.
He does.
To identify those aspirations that might seem unattainable.
Okay.
Those impossible dreams.
Yeah, the things that really light you up.
Exactly. And he draws inspiration from Matt Monroe's rendition of The Impossible Dream.
Oh, yeah. Great song.
It is. And he revisits past discussions on possibility thinking,
Okay.
generating those wow-w ideas.
Yeah.
He talks about Peter Diamandis' concept of 10x improvements.
10x. Okay.
Yeah, aiming for exponential growth.
Right. Not just incremental change.
Exactly. And Nell takes it even further with his idea of 20x thinking.
Wow. 20x.
Yeah, pushing those boundaries even further.
So it's about thinking bigger than you ever thought possible.
It is. And he uses the example of Mark Jarrett and his ambitious networking goals
Okay.
as an example of what's possible when you set your sights high.
Yeah. And he concludes with an invitation to listen to the impossible dream and to consider joining the Wisdom's Difference Makers initiative.
Right. It's about taking action, turning those dreams into reality.
It is. All right, last but not least, where do you sit on the pterodactyl's long tail?
The long tail. A fascinating concept.
It is.
And Nell puts it in the context of today's interconnected world.
Okay.
So the internet, social media, all of that.
Right.
And it's about understanding how these technologies have changed the game.
Yeah,